What is up, Crazy West family? Today we have a different episode. We have somebody newly injured to being in a wheelchair, so we're going to talk about some interesting things. We're going to talk about how she got injured, and we're going to talk about her wanting to talk about medical marijuana and the effects it has on people with spinal cord injuries. We're going to talk about her rugby, her sports, and all that stuff. So right now I'm going to bring Miley up, and we're going to have the conversation.
What's
What's going on, Miley? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing real good. So, tell the people a little bit about yourself and how you found out about the podcast and what you like about the podcast, and let's start the conversation.
Yeah, so my Miley. I am a C5C6 incomplete spinal cord injury. I am 4 years out from my injury, so new, but you know, have a little bit of time under my belt. I recently started a new TikTok page, Miley Moves Adaptive. And I found this podcast, reached out and asked if I wanted to be on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, please. There's so many things I want to talk about. So I'm just really excited to be here. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, I have no limit on the episode. We can go for 2 hours, but um, how did it feel when you first got injured, and what was the biggest part getting used to it?
It was really frightening. So I was injured when I was 13 in a car accident. I was texting and driving, not very safe, but I was also not wearing a seatbelt. So I wrecked the car, I flipped, and I woke up on the side of the road, and my life changed completely. It was really scary, and it was a huge adjustment. But I think the biggest adjustment for me was definitely, using the wheelchair and just figuring out that like there's life after a traumatic accident, and that I can keep living my life, but it's going to look a little different. So
Yeah, what was the biggest thing you had to learn about yourself and getting adjusted to your new life?
I think the biggest thing I learned about myself is like this inner strength that I had no idea that I had. Especially like being so young, I didn't think that I would be able to mentally handle something like this, but I feel like I've taken it very well. I've learned a lot of patience um, through this injury, and so I think that's helped me a lot.
So, what was some of the medical things they told you when you was in the hospital and when you woke up?
So a lot of the things they told me, well, really they told my parents, and my parents had to tell me was like, you're not going to be able to walk again was the big one. And then you might not come off the trach in the ventilator. You might not be able to eat by yourself, get dressed, do really anything by yourself. And I was like, oh, like okay, that's a wake up. And I think them saying I wouldn't be able to do those things really pushed me to do those things. So kind of worked out in my favor.
Yeah, that's what I really realized through talking to you through the messages, getting this set up. You really handled the accident well, considering what happened and how early it is. Because a lot of people get down and depressed when and they don't know how to handle it. They're mad. So what's the biggest thing that you do to keep yourself motivated? I know we're going to talk a little bit about rugby. What do you first do to keep yourself motivated to adjust so well to the new life?
So I had a lot of peer mentors come in and talk to me about life after a spinal cord injury, and they gave me a lot of tips and tricks. I got to work with them through like PT sessions and stuff too. So I think that really motivated me there in the beginning. And then of course I found out about wheelchair rugby, and that just I was falling in love, and I was like, all right, let's do this.
That's awesome. So, what is the biggest thing you love about wheelchair rugby, and how does it motivate you? What do you like most about it?
Oh, I love that it's full contact.
Yes.
I love that even though, we broke our neck, we're not letting things stop us. We're playing a somewhat kind of dangerous sport. And I love the energy and just the community behind it too. I mean, everyone is so supportive and loving, and it's absolutely amazing.
That is so awesome. So, I've been watching your TikTok, and I saw that you said that your pill bottles smell like the hospital. So I don't want to go too much into that because you said it kind of gives you PTSD on TikTok. So kind of talk about how that got started and what kind of treatments have you tried or anything like that.
Yeah, so I struggled a lot with PTSD, especially in the beginning. Now, so I've gotten a little bit better. I still have my moments, especially with opening my pill bottles. I open them with my mouth. I don't have full hand function, just makes it easier. And sometimes I'll get hit with that that saline smell. It's just ugh,
Yeah.
nasty. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. So I know you said you want to talk about medical marijuana. Have you tried that, or what? Have you done research around it, or what have you found that works for you surrounding that treatment method?
Yeah, so I've done a lot of research into it. I've also tried a lot of stuff, and I have found what works best for like chronic nerve pain is something called CBG. It helps with like the spinal cord nerves, I think. And I have it in a lotion form, so I literally can just like rub it on my back, and it helps so much. Like, do you know like gabapentin and all those painkillers?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And it doesn't do anything for me. But using medical marijuana, especially something that has CBG in it, really helps alleviate that chronic nerve pain.
Oh, okay, cool. So how did you find out about medical marijuana, and how did you first start trying it?
So I found out online actually. I was following a couple different spinal cord injury creators right after my accident, and I actually cannot remember exactly who it was. But they were trying it for their like chronic nerve pain and everything, and I was like, let me give that a try. So, when I was able to go to a state that it was legal, I was able to try it, and I was like, wow, this is literally the best thing ever. I think it needs to be legal everywhere, because it helps so much.
How, in what ways did it help? Let's kind of dig a little deeper on this. How did it help you, and how does it make your body feel?
Yeah, so with me, like the chronic nerve pain, I constantly feel like I'm burning, but it alleviates that completely for me. So I feel normal. I feel good. It helps with my anxiety too, instead of having to take other anxiety medications and stuff. It also helps with my muscle spasms, so I'm not having to take as much baclofen, which for me, baclofen tears my stomach up. So my stomach feels better, which means I can eat more, and also using medical marijuana can help you eat. So it just all around, it helps me feel really good and like maintain my health.
I take baclofen every day, so I know all about that. I've been on it since '97. So have you really realized that it's increased your mobility better than the baclofen?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, I am not tight anymore. I'm very loose. Like I can stretch and not have like muscle spasms all the time. Actually able to, sit up in the morning and stretch. Which before I would use this, I literally would get thrown back into the bed by my muscle spasms, my core spasms. So I can actually move now, and it's great. I love it so much.
Wow. So what was your mom and dad's reaction when you said you want to try medical marijuana? Were they for it, or were they like, we don't know about this, let's check into it? Or were they, okay, cool, let's try it? What was their reaction to that? How did they feel about it?
They definitely wanted to see some research behind it. They wanted to be like they're like, Miley, are you sure you don't want to just try it? And I was like, listen, here's the research behind it. This is why I want to try it. And they were like, okay, let's do it. Let's try it. Um and they see how much it helps me, and so they're definitely supportive of it.
How easy was it to find research? Is there a lot of research, or did you have to really dig for it? And what was the three main things that you found that it helped that really made you want to try it? What intrigued you most about the research that you found?
Yeah, so a lot of the research that I found, it honestly wasn't too hard to find. I just looked up medical marijuana in spinal cord injuries, and then another one was medical marijuana for nerve pain, and then medical marijuana for muscle spasms. And just those three key searches that found me a lot of different articles, and I really just found, that it helps with nerve pain, it calms your body down, you don't feel like you're burning from the inside out, and I was like, oh wow, that sounds amazing, I would love that. um,
So, sorry, go ahead. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
oh no, you're good. And then of course like the muscle spasms, because I was dealing with really bad muscle spasms. um, and then being able to eat, because I did not eat for like 3.5 months in the hospital because I had a G tube, and so eating again was really hard. I didn't really have an appetite, and so it really like helped increase that appetite and get me the nutrition I needed.
Yeah, how much did it increase the appetite? Was it all of a sudden, or was it gradual, or
So whenever I started out using it, I was only doing like, I think like, what was it, like 10 milligram little gummies, and I thought that helped way more than taking two of my appetite increasers that I am prescribed every day. So it took like probably, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour for the little gummy to kick in, but after that I was ready to eat.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about more about your accident and how it happened and how you felt when it happened. Like, what do you remember?
So I remember my whole accident. Actually, I was driving to go feed my horses, which was basically like a mile down the road from my house. Um, and I decided to pick up my phone to text a friend back. Um, and in doing that, I went off the road to the left, and I went into like a ditch. I ended up overcorrecting and hit the gas instead of the brake, which caused the car to flip. I wasn't wearing a seatbelt, so I was ejected. I heard my neck crunch, and then I woke up on the side of the road. Um, After that, I was found shortly after, which was, I was very lucky. Like I said, it was a country road, so not very many people going down it. They called 911. I got in an ambulance. They took me to some random field. I got in a helicopter and I was like flighted to the nearest children's hospital. After that, I did all the emergency like MRIs and everything like that, and they found that I completely crushed my C5, and I fractured my C6, so I had to go into emergency surgery. Um, I remember waiting in the emergency room. I got to see my parents and my grandma. Yeah. And waiting for surgery. And then they took me back, and I don't remember anything for like months after that because of all the medication and everything I was on.
Okay, so you don't remember nothing after that happened. So what was your initial thought when you woke up? From like when you woke up, you were in the hospital room and you're like, "Wow, I'm different." What was that initial reaction?
So like after the ice and everything, when I was starting to like come to off of all the medicine, um I I was really confused. I was really like also depressed because I was withdrawing so bad off of all those other medications that I just like could not mentally comprehend what was going on. Um, so it was hard.
So when you're in a moment like that, you're coming off the medication. What was the moment that kept you motivated when you got in that dark space? What did you do? What did you do to keep yourself motivated? Because you seem like a really motivated person. You seem very determined as it is. So what kept you motivated in that dark moment?
At that point, I was in such a dark place that I could not keep myself motivated. So everyone around me really had to uplift me. Like all of the hospital staff, like really showed me so much love and kindness. The PTs and OTs really pushed me. Like, hey, come on! Like I know you don't feel good. I know you're depressed, but like you got to just do like a little bit of therapy today or something like that. And that they helped me like really like kickstart that will to do stuff.
So, what was your friend's initial reaction when it happened, and how has those relationships got better, and how were they worse? Because sometimes when a lot of people become out of injury like that, they lose all their friends. So how did you keep them around, and what was their initial reaction?
Well, I did lose most of them actually. I only kept around maybe one or two friends. They they were really scared. I feel like I think that we were all kids, you know. We were about to go into ninth grade, and I just don't think they knew how to handle something so big and so adult. Um, and so a lot of them just, you know, eventually stopped coming to visit at the hospital and then never really texted me once I got home. Um, but a couple of them became like my closest friends and like the best friends I will ever have, and learned how to do like all the health stuff and learned how to help me and pick me up like a baby and transfer me when I couldn't transfer myself. And so I
Nice.
think that helped a lot with like my mental.
What kind of stuff do you and your friends do now versus before the chair?
Um, a lot of me and well, honestly, we do a lot of the same stuff.
That's awesome.
Really do. We still like go bowling. That was like one of our things. We love bowling. Uh,
So, is
downtown.
it, do you still swing the ball like before? Or how do you adapt the bowling?
So I use one of the ramps now. Actually, I don't have the finger function to be able to hold.
So you use a little dinosaur.
Yeah, I just push it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, how do you think rugby's really helped you? And what's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself through playing rugby?
That I am not. Let me think. What was I gonna say? Sorry.
It's all right. I'll
That
put you on the spot.
a pushover. That I can stand my ground. Because rugby is very male dominated. So a lot of guys on the court. I'm actually the only girl on my team, so it's really taught me, you know, to have a lot of confidence, to stand your ground, and to not, you know, be a pushover. Even though I'm tiny, I'm not gonna like let these men push me around the court and stuff. You know.
That's cool. So going back to your days in the hospital, what's the most funniest moment you had with your friends, nurses, or anybody that it really changed their perspective of somebody with a disability, and it gave them confidence that you can do this and you got this and they can help you.
Um, so I think, well, a really funny moment in the hospital, I had a break and I was doing a bunch of breathing trials, working on getting off the ventilator, and I had a certain kind of like cap on it so you could talk. Well, the cap like broke in a weird way, and I just sounded like a duck when I talked. And I think it really like it made everyone laugh. All of the nurses, my family, friends, like everybody was there. And it really like I think brought a little bit of light to that moment because I was in that moment like struggling with the trach trials a little bit and getting discouraged. So that right like really brought some light, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So is there anything you can do now that you couldn't do before the accident? Like,
Um Not really, honestly. I think I lost a lot of my like main sports, but I've found other outlets now.
what's your biggest outlet other than rugby?
Other than rugby is probably my art. I wanted to get some to like bring up and show you, but it's really all on like furniture and stuff. I do a lot of just like doodles and stuff like that. To help me. I love to draw when I'm anxious or like feel like I might have a PTSD attack. It really helps like regulate me.
Awesome. So I've been asking you a lot of questions, but what do you want to tell the people? What's your message to everybody, and what do you hope to do through being on TikTok, Instagram, and now being on a podcast? What do you want to take this, and what do you want to do now that you're in a chair? What's your biggest thing that you want to be an advocate for, and things like that?
Yeah, so my biggest thing is spreading awareness about spinal cord injuries and preventing maybe just one person from texting and driving and driving without wearing a seatbelt. That's my big message, guys. Don't text and drive. wear your seatbelts. Please be safe and pay attention to your surroundings, because spinal cord injuries can be preventable. Um, and so yeah, that's really just spreading awareness. I want to educate and show that nothing's gonna hold me back.
That's awesome. So do you have plans to use thoroughbred horses? Do you have to give that up, or what are you doing with that?
I've put that on hold for now. I am really pursuing those rugby dreams, but I hope to eventually get back in the saddle.
Awesome. So what is your, you said rugby dream. So what is your biggest rugby dream that you want to do? Like, are you trying to go Paralympics? Or are you trying to,
I would hope to eventually. Right now, I'm working with some women on going to the Women's International Cup. We're hoping to go in 2026. Um, so hopefully that'll be my like step into hopefully working my way to the Paralympics. We're trying, but that's end goal is Paralympics.
awesome. So we've talked about Murder Ball off the podcast. What do you think that, what kind of effect did that movie have on you? What did you think when you first saw it?
My first thought was, what in the world? Like, what is this? This is insane. But I was also like so intrigued. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to get in a chair. I wanted to try it. And so it really just like ignited that spark, that little bit of like that I needed to get into it. And I was so supported by like my PTs and stuff in the hospital. They found me a chair to try. I got to get in it. I just fell in love.
Yeah, so I saw on your social media you're trying to raise money to get a chair, right? Is that what I saw?
So it's not money to get a chair. It's actually just to travel with my team because it's so expensive. We have a little bit of help, but it's not a lot. And I'm also um, I'm playing with a women's at large team this year to get ready for that women's international cup. So two teams, lots of tournaments, lots of flying, hotel, rental car, tournament fees. So that GoFundMe is to help with all of that.
Awesome. So you're still able to drive, like you still drive, correct? I mean, I take it you do.
I do drive. I'm working on getting all my driving stuff done. I'm still not driving like super long distances. Still, it's just around town, but I'm building up my tolerance.
Awesome. So, what do you think the biggest thing that you've learned about your parents, about the relationship being in a chair versus not being in a chair? What's the biggest thing you've learned about each other?
Wait, can you repeat that? Sorry, it glitched out a little bit.
What's the biggest thing you learned about your parents in that dynamic? How did it change for the better? Like, have you guys got closer, or have y'all learned something about each other? Because I just want to paint the picture for people that may be newly injured, that how it can positively affect that relationship.
Yeah, so I think me and my parents have definitely gotten closer. I think that they realize like life is short and it can end, and then things can happen. So we've gotten closer. We talk about a lot more things now. We don't really like keep secrets or anything like that. We're pretty open, and yeah, I think we've gotten a lot closer.
What do you think the biggest things your friends would say they've learned about you and you've learned about them?
Um, Honestly, the biggest thing they've learned about me is that, the things y'all are learning, that I really will not let anything hold me back. I'm a big go-getter. I'm motivated, and I'm here to motivate others also. And so I love being there for my friends, having their back, and if I have to get on to them, I will, but I'm like, come on, dude, you got to do your workout today. Uh,
So,
yeah.
so after you're a motivator, you motivate them to do more than they can do because you're in that situation. So they motivated you, so now you motivate them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. So if you could have a movie made about you, what would it be and who would play you?
Oh, that's a good one. I would love if Sadie Sink played me just because I absolutely love her. I think we look a little bit alike. But I don't know what the name of it would be. But it would definitely be a crazy movie.
Awesome. So as we wrap this up, what do you want to tell the people as I let you go? Do you have any last words of encouragement? Anything that you learned from being on the podcast? You want to do more of this, less of this, or how was it? How was it?
This is awesome. Like I think everybody needs to go watch some more episodes. I was actually I was watching some late last night in bed, right before I went to bed, and I love the the variety of people that you bring up here. And it's just awesome. And I think that also I want everybody to know that, you know, it's spinal cord injury doesn't stop you. It doesn't have to. It's all about how you like want to live your life and choose to live your life. And if you want to keep going, keep going, because you can do the hard things. You can do the hard things.
Awesome. So what's been your favorite episode? What episode would you tell everybody they need to go watch after this episode?
Oh, is it? It's your one with Miss Wheelchair.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, that one was definitely my favorite. Um, Also because like I would like to get into that stuff eventually. So I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna go follow her and reach out to her and get info.
Yeah, I will tell you this. The cool thing about Miss Wheelchair is it's not about like the way you look. It's not really a beauty pageant. It's more about your advocacy and what you do for the community and disability. So that'd be great.
Yeah, and I would love to do that. I think I have really good speaking skills and advocacy skills. So hopefully, eventually, maybe I'll be Miss Wheelchair America or
Yeah,
something.
and I'm a huge advocate myself. So if you're ever doing any projects or anything, and I can help you out. Let me know.
Awesome, dude. You are literally the best. Thank you so much for having me on. This has been so fun.
No problem, and I hope to see you again. Well, we're gonna keep in touch now. We got TikTok, Instagram, and all that, so we'll keep in touch.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, it's good talking to you.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.